Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another weekly Forex analysis video. This is going to be for July 1st all the way up until July 5th. So we have lots of news this week, so we have to be a little careful, but let's just get into the charts and see what we got. All right, so first up on our list, we have EURGBP. This one is looking really good for sells, and the main reason is because we have a really strong push downwards on the weekly, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that push down bearish on the weekly. If we go to the daily time frame, we can see that we're starting to retrace back up into our area of interest. We have these levels of support, a little bit of resistance as well over here, and we're just retracing back into this area, which is what we want to see. The only downside about this pair is that on the next pair, Euro USD, I'm actually looking for longs. So in previous videos, I explained that I like pairs when they're in confluence with each other, but this is perhaps 1 week where they're not in confluence. So that's why I'm going to be just a little more cautious with my trading, only if it turns out really well. But if we could see on the weekly time frame, we have our fib sequence set up for EURGBP. Basically, you put your fib sequence from the top of the move all the way down to the bottom, both wicks. And then we only want to look for these zones, right? The 0.618, 0.5, and 0.382. Those are the zones that I mainly look for. So we can see that the 0.5 zone lines up really well with our area of interest, which is great. It also lines up pretty well with the 0.618 zone, right? With this other area of interest that we have. So this may retrace back even higher into this area of interest before selling off again. So that's why we have to be just a little cautious. But overall, looking really good so far. What I'll be looking for this trade is just, waiting for at least a 4-hour shift of structure, since our daily is going to be, I guess it is bearish already. So yeah, maybe not technically a 4-hour shift of structure, but since there is a lot of movement, I would like to see a 4-hour shift of structure first before we make any plays here. So basically looking for something like this, coming down, some type of head and shoulders or reversal pattern, anything that's going to tell me it's going to sell off. On Euro USD, our next pair, we're kind of looking for the opposite. We're looking for longs here. And the reason why I say we're looking for longs is because if we go to the weekly time frame, we have, first off, a weekly break of structure that pushed bullish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that pushed bullish in a row from middle of April to middle of May. We see that it breaks weekly structure, turning it bullish, which is huge as well. And then we waited for a retracement, which is what we've been looking for the past couple weeks. We took a couple of sells here. Did we take sells? I don't think we did, actually. There were opportunities for sells, though, definitely here. But we could see that it's retracing back. And now we are at another area of interest on our weekly time frame and on our daily time frame, where we're seeing levels of support. And we're hopefully going to see this be used as support as well. The only thing that I need to wait for on this trade is a break of structure upwards on the daily time frame. We can see that we're starting to slow down a little bit here, right? We're creating very slow consolidated market structure. We need a nice push upwards before retracing back down into our area of interest to use it as support. We are below our area of interest, so that's why I won't be placing a buy until we break this market structure and break above our area of interest. What this also allows us to do is, if it does break above our area of interest, it'll allow us to use our fib tool again to potentially place some type of fib sequence like this, wherever it stops above here, which would be really great because we have our, I believe this is demand, our demand candlestick would be formed here. And it also will be lining up pretty well with our market structure, within the smaller time frames, right? It'll line up pretty well with this high if we do shoot up something like this, right? We come up here, come back, we could retouch this market structure before going long again. But like I said before, this is kind of opposite to the Euro GBP, so it's not exactly the strongest or what I normally look for. And in addition to that, we have lots of news this week. 2 news events for the euro and 4 news events for the US dollar. So that's a lot. And one of the big ones is Powell. He has his speech coming up, so if you ever traded the Forex markets, you know how drastic those candlesticks can be. It could be a single candlestick like this, you know what I mean? Like we could just plummet or we could skyrocket instantly within like 30 minutes. So just got to be really, really cautious. If you're not comfortable trading within those big news events, then take your position out or don't even trade at all. But that's just got to be a risk you're willing to take. Unless you also did your research and you kind of have a prediction of what Powell might say or what these other news events might yield in terms of their numbers. So next up on my list is GBPNZD. This is similar to EURUSD, where we're going to be looking for a break and retest kind of structure. We want our 4 hour to break above and close, and also our daily. I would love to see our daily break above here, break above these highs, break above our area of interest, and then come back and retrace into our area of interest, hopefully kind of lining up with our EMA as well if it slowly comes back into our area of interest. And then we can look for positions then. This might take a little bit longer. This might take another week or two before we even place a long position if it does break above. But if it does not and it still starts to sell off, then what we could be looking for is an area down here, which I didn't draw up yet, but I did see it before. So we have this kind of area of interest down here. It also touches some support and resistance over here. See these candle wicks using it as support as well. But if we do break below this, then we can wait for a break and retest before going short. So that's what we're kind of waiting for, just to kind of see which direction is this consolidation going to choose. Right now it's just bouncing back and forth. We want to try to get in on whichever direction it goes with. Since the daily at this point would be bearish, the 4 hour will be bearish, and the weekly is bullish, but as as long as we have 2 time frames in sync, we're okay. My last pair for this week, which is also looking pretty strong, is GBPCAD. And the reason why it's looking pretty strong is because we have this very nice area of interest on the weekly time frame. We have these weekly tops, which also pretty much syncs really well with our daily time frame, which is great. We have a reverse head and shoulders here that I've been talking about for probably like 3 weeks now, 4 weeks. Just, it was really very clean. We were waiting initially on this pullback when it broke above this area of interest, kind of waiting for this retracement, but it used this top as support instead, which is okay. We just missed out on it, but it's okay. But now we're back into our area of interest, which is looking really, really clean on the weekly time frame. So we have to just be a little careful. Again, we have some news events coming up within the next couple of days. We want to see, for me, at least a break of structure on the 4 hour. It is a little, it's not that clean on the 4 hour, unfortunately. It's kind of consolidating, which is fine because it's kind of showing that it might reverse soon. But I would really, really like to see it close above this area before we retrace back into our area, retrace back into our EMA, also our lower time frame market structure before heading to the upside. But again, we won't even be looking for that if it continues to crash, only if it breaks above and holds above this zone. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck all the way through, I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I will also be posting a lot more on my Instagram. I'm going to start creating Instagram Reels, talking about psychology and also previous trades and kind of just trade breakdown and tips and tricks and how I trade and just everything regarding trading. So don't forget to click the link in my bio. You could head over to my Instagram through my link tree, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.